Yeah, but it's their largest halftime.
Does he switch hands?
Got a little trigger happy with the rest.
Oh, he does. I think he does switch hands. He does. He does switch hands. That's kind of gross. He thinks I'm going
My first year's only makes the
switch. That's over there.
No.
No.
I'll grab that.
Coach, over, raise your hands for him. Keep on for a second.
All right. Well, obviously a pretty fun second half. Really proud of our players. When I walked in at halftime after they scored right before the half, I said, everybody here has got a choice. You got a choice to make. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do? Everybody's got to choose what they want. and we went out and scored in 2 plays in the second half in the first drive on offense and changed the momentum of the game, and played really well from that time on. And Tennessee's got a really good team, and I'm really proud of our players for the way they competed in the game and came back, and the way they took care of business in the second half. But we got a bye week coming up, so probably need to get a little rest for some of our guys, and but we got more business to take care of in the future. But for right now, everybody should enjoy this. It's a great win for us. We had a great atmosphere in the stadium. Our fans were fantastic. They had a huge impact on the game in terms of the penalties at the end of the game and not allowing them to score. So I just can't tell you how pleased and proud I am with everybody in the organization who puts a lot into it so that we can have games like this, have atmospheres like this, and have the opportunity to compete like this for our players. So really, really proud of our team. And it was a great team win. I mean, 27-0 in the second half was pretty good offense and really good defense.
Start with Nick over there on the right.
That fourth down stop in I think it was the third quarter, I guess good rushing offense. But what was the key there? What were some of the points that you guys made to the defense?
Are you talking about the one in the second half?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we had a, they like to get in bunch, so, we had a kind of a check defense to go to get in like a gap 8 with 2 double edges and 4 spoke secondary to try to roll if they brought the ball to the perimeter. So the guys up front just knocked them back. I mean, and that was a huge stop in the game. Had 2 fourth down stops in the game. Were really huge.
Nick, you kind of hit on it in your opening statement, but why was it important for you to run over to the fans and thank them for their performance out there today?
Well, I know how much it means to, our fans, this game, the rivalry of this game in Tennessee, but I also wanted to thank them because of, what a great job they did, the impact that they had on the game, the atmosphere in the game. I think it kept the energy level up, for our team and kept the momentum rolling in the second half for us. So it was fantastic, and I wish I could thank each one of them personally.
Charlie?
You mentioned the second half of the defense. Just what was maybe the biggest adjustment, if at all, that you guys made?
Yeah, well, in the beginning of the game, we were trying to play odd because we were really trying to stop the run. And, they hit the big pass. We were in odd, kind of didn't play the coverage exactly right, but for, the first touchdown. But, as the game went on, we started playing a little more even, started playing things that we, had played in the past. And I think the players did a really good job. It helped us rush the passer better. Players just did a good job of adapting. We got a better 4-man rush out of it and played, more of the kind of coverages that we normally play with 4-man rushing rather than 8 drops.
Coach, this team continues to find ways to win and battle back from adversity. What has it been like for you as a coach to kind of watch them go through this journey week to week?
Oh, I love it. It's been great. The challenges are great. I enjoy coaching this team. That's not to say that they're taking years off of my life, but I'm okay with that. It's fun because they've got a good spirit about them. We got good relationships on our team. I think the players legitimately care about each other, and they respond well to their coaches. So it's really fun to coach them. I don't think we sometimes show the maturity from a competitive standpoint to do everything on a consistent basis, which is what we keep trying to work toward. But I'll tell you, eight weeks in a row, and the grind that we've had the last 4 or 5 weeks, with the games in our league, I think psychologically we probably had a little bit of a tired team, out there at the beginning of the game, and I think the momentum of the game gave them the energy they needed to play the way they were capable of playing.
Coach, I know we've heard Jalen tell us that you guys are not a finished product. What does a win like this show for you from your team, especially the defense, the whole Tennessee scoreless in the second half there? Well,
it's great the way we played in the second half, but you could make an argument that we weren't a finished product in the first half, really on either side of the ball. So, but I do think the resiliency that the players sort of show, their ability to overcome adversity. You know, them scoring like right at the end of the half. You know, us having an opportunity to score and turning it over, and then they go down the field and they score right before the half. So it was a big swing. I mean, from a momentum standpoint. So it takes a lot of resiliency, a lot of perseverance from those players to bounce back from that, because it was a horrible way to end the first half. And they did a fantastic job of it. And I can't say enough about the competitive spirit that they have when they need to have it.
Chase right here. Chase, we should be.
Coach, Tennessee came into the game #1 in the league in rushing. Their lead back was 11 for 22 on the ground. How big a role did the run defense overall play in getting this win?
Oh, I think it was important. I mean, they still hurt us at times with the quarterback runs. You know, quarterback draws a couple times. They had a couple perimeter plays with the quarterback. And he's a good player. He's a big guy. He's fast. He's a very good athlete. And that creates another gap, you know, for you to have to play, which was one of the reasons we wanted to play odd, you know, so that we could play not only their runs but his runs better. But we didn't feel like we were playing coverage the way we needed and getting the rush that we needed. So, but, you know, they gained 230 yards rushing last week. I don't know what they gained today, but I know it wasn't that much. So it was a pretty good job.
We saw Terry and Arnold lead the game in the second half. What was wrong with him? And then also, what did you see from Trey Amos replacing him?
Trey played well, played really well, made some really good plays, was very aggressive in coverage, had a couple pass breakups. On the sack fumble for a touchdown, if the guy would have thrown the ball, he double clutched it. I think Trey Amos was going to intercept it. It was right in front of me. And he double clutched it and pulled it back, and that's when Braz knocked out of his hand. So I thought he played really, really well. Terrion has a slight concussion, so we thought he didn't clear protocol, so the thing that you do is you don't play the guy. And that's for safety reasons, and hopefully in a few days he'll clear.
Ryan in the back.
Coach, I want to ask you about your quarterback, and you talk about the point guard, but it seemed like he didn't take short runs, but then third quarter, fourth quarter, he took those runs. Is that what you like seeing out of him?
Yeah, you know, I thought Jalen played really well in the game, especially in the second half. We missed a couple reads in the first half on the runs, the quarterback runs, but he did a much better job in the second half. I think you got to get a feel for how the guy's playing you. It's a little bit like if you are playing point guard and the guy's sloughing off, you shoot a three. You know, if he's guarding you close, you drive around him. So, but when you're reading the defensive end on some of this stuff, I think you got to get a feel for it. And I think once that happened in the game, he did a really good job, and he made some really key runs. The one scramble for a first down was big. But the thing that we emphasize with them against these guys, because they have really good edge rushers, you got to step up in the pocket. On the touchdown pass, you know, starting the second half, edge pressure, stepped up in the pocket and threw the ball, stepped up in the pocket on a couple of those runs. All right, so that was, and that's something that he used to do really well. So I thought he made some really key plays today.
Two to finish Cody in the day.
Talked about the adjustments that the defense made from first half, second. Were there similar adjustments that the offense made, or what do you think was the difference in the offensive execution?
No, I really think, you know, offensively, the shot that we took was a planned play, the touchdown, start the second half. I don't think we ran different plays, a lot of different plays. I think we did a much better job of executing those plays. And, you know, we had a couple others that if we just finished blocks would have been even more productive. So, but I thought Jason McClellan really ran hard in the game. The guy's been beat up a little bit, but he's one of the toughest guys on our team, and certainly a great competitor the way he competed out there tonight.
How has Jahad Campbell continued to find a role for himself in the defense, and any update on Tresman Marshall?
Tresman Marshall has like bruised ribs, and you know, he didn't, you know, I always ask the player, you know, you think you could play? And even though he was able to practice a little bit in a black jersey, which means nobody can hit you. So he can move around decent enough, but every time he'd bump somebody, it was a problem. So, you know, hopefully, you know, in 2 weeks, he'll be okay. But, you know, he's been a really good competitor for us, and, you know, those 3 guys have rotated. You know, 32's missed games, 17's missed games, 30 takes whoever's missing, he takes their place. Because 32 plays both spots. You know, he plays Mike and Money. So Tresman usually plays Mike, and he plays Will, but he played Mike tonight, and 30 played Will. All right, you good? Appreciate y'all. Thanks so much. Fun day.